of this game. So I actually think Coliseum could be a tough win here for XL. I think they're definitely going to have to fight for it. So just watch out for Cristola, especially playing for these Rockets off the start of this game.
I want to see these boys on VEX come out hot. They have a point to prove right now. It's just 5 days till HCS London. They need to put themselves into contention for that #1 spot. Cristola lining up that nade. It's taken a long time to do it, and he's missed it. So unfortunately, Cristola, oh my god, no. Start the game again. Start the game again. There's been a mistake. Cristola
hyped him up and everything.
Just got... I mean, you know we talk about cast a curse, Harry?
Yeah.
I think you've just invented a new thing, which I haven't named yet, but it's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad because he jumped off the map and then died, and now look, the flag's almost scored here for XL, which I said would be a tough game for them. It looks like they're about to go 1-0 up, and at the moment, luckily for them, the flag is out. Excuse me, unluckily for XL, the flag is out, but that really should be 1-0. I mean, Cristola, I mean, what do you say?
Just apologise.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It was a shame. Like, you know, not only did he miss it, some reason just jumped off the map. But, you know, it's just one of those things. I'm sure he'll recover. It's not one of those guys who ruined his mentality. But you know what XL are like? Every time we watch them play Collie CTF, they literally get 1 or 2 caps so quickly. And it looks like they have almost done this. But luckily, VEX have actually turned into a stalemate.
Yeah, it is a bit of a stalemate at the moment, as you do say. Harry Cristola has got hold of that rocket launcher, though, helping his teammate out here, Ramirez. He's going to finally clean that kill up, and he's going to push forward aggressively now. He's going to be the player who has the opportunity to create an opportunity for his teammates here with this power weapon. If he can pick up 1 or 2 kills with these rockets, it looks like his teammates are actually making sure they actually clean out Snipe Drone, who was trying to flank and try and maybe get a sneaky return. And now it's going to be Lunny and Cristola, who both have power weapons. A sniper in the hands of Lunny, rockets in the hands of Cristola. They must make a push right now.
Oh,
no, Dane, your teammate's not a good start. Cristola going to be taken down. That is difficult to watch. Lunny hits 1 shot, doesn't clean up the 2nd kill, and Snaky, ooh, he's got away with 1 there. You have to say that that is a massive missed opportunity from this VEX squad. Now Snaky's got hold of that sniper rifle, and he's going to have the opportunity to put it to work as well.
Yeah, looks like Quadio's worked with a teammate right there to take out Ramirez, who was trying to flank with, well, to take down the flag guy and get the return. Oh, tags that no-scope, actually. So that player is going to be no shields. That's Lunny. Does he know he's challenging him so aggressively, though? I believe he's right above him right now, and there you go. Quadios comes in and saves his bacon, so does power weapon again. Trading hands right here, but does Lunny know that there's a player around him? Looks like he has riots there to help him out to take down Snipe Drone. This is a crazy game. I mean, both power weapons were in the hands of VEX. XL did a good job of taking down both those players, and now they have 2 sets of power weapons again. If they don't get this return, this would be a really poor play, in my opinion.
Oh, Riots tags both players. The rocket player does come in as well and cleans them both up. Can they get the return on it? It's going to be Ramirez who's there. There's a player, last player, Snaky behind Lunny, and Snaky gets a huge kill as all of his team are taken down around him. Manages to keep that flag alive, and he's going to secure the rockets as well. So once again, power weapons not being used effectively there. A great opportunity for the VEX boys to get that flag return. Easy pickings here. Ramirez picks up a kill as well in the kill feed. 2 dead here, and Snaky's pushing aggressively across Cristola, taking down Snipe down. Don't stand still though, because Snaky has a sniper rifle. Going to be another player in front of him. Doesn't have too many bullets to work with, however. He's going to be pushed aggressively. He can't finish his kill. Somehow he's still alive. Riots doing the tango with Snaky there, and finally Riots gets the kill as he's taken down by Snipe Drone.
How have neither of
returns come in?
Gotten the return, and there we go, just like that, the return comes in. It's like they heard me ask for it. I mean, I didn't know how either of those teams didn't get a return in that kind of passage of play. VEX at one point had 2 sets of power weapons on 2 different occasions. XL had 3 sets of power weapons and finally get the return. So it's actually going to be XL with the return and the first cap of the game. And this is where we can really see them potentially play forwards a little bit, but right now, look at this. Max is already pulling the flag. That's Riots. Can he get this flag out far enough? Ramirez is there, but almost gets a ground pound off there as well. Oh my lord, Lunny, if he gets a kill right here, I'm looking for this flag as soon as he gets that kill. It looks like it's already on the move with Cristola now. I think he just might have waited a little bit too late right there. If I'm Lunny, I'm looking for these cutoffs with these rocket launchers. They're not going to be pushing back towards their own elbow side. But luckily, it looks like Cristola gave him the call. Hey, it's clean here. Don't worry. I got this capture. Just stay forward and be a thorn in the side.
Now, Snaky's cap earlier was great. Literally, with those rocks and Snipe on open side, he distracted 3 of them, just making sure that, at least in any way possible, they'd be distracted and left a flag on his own. But it looks like now Lunny is trying to keep him away from the rocket, which he does do, and gets double out. So there's 3 dead now. Can easily push in and get that read.
Once again, it's going to be Flux who manages to take down that player. But look, 2 players now converging on that return. Gonna be Quadios and Cristola who do get the easy return. This should be another flag cap going in for the boys on VEX, and they got by 2-1 now. They take the lead, and we said they needed to make a point in this one. They have a 1-cap lead, 7 minutes left on the clock. Lunny going to find that BR down low and pick up a kill with his grenade as well. Another player going to be challenging him as well. His teammate there, Riots, gets an important beatdown to allow him to push and get that kill. Look at this, Ramirez. Once again, we talk about it so much. If he can get around that corner, you just know he's going to be such a pain to kill. But Lunny with some nice shots there. Player is up on the window who takes him down. Would be interested to see if that flag is still running. Of course it is, and we talk about it time and time again. Ramirez with a cheeky flag pull around that corner, and he's going to tie the game up at 2-2.
Yeah, 6-minute mark coming up in around 30 seconds. So next flag capture will win. 6-minute mark means the Sniper and Rockets both coming up at the same time. Looks like momentum at the moment in favor of XL. And Vex, if you're right now, you kind of need to survive this period of pressure, get your own slays, get some map control basically in preparation for that 6-minute mark and those power weapons coming up right now.
I was completely surprised by this because XL, this game type of it, they're really good. Normally they get 2-0 such a quick at the start. But, you know, Vex are doing a really good job keeping them off and getting these traits. But it looks like now they need to make sure we get this snipe side. But Max has done a fantastic job knowing they're all on snipe side already. So now he's going to take it on open.
Love what I'm seeing here from Riots. And he's now baiting. You know what exactly is going through Riot's head here? He is waiting for that kill feed. He's waiting for one kill to come in from his teammates because he knows that is going to create an opportunity. Ramirez is the player to watch though. Riots is going to pop around this corner. Snaky picks up a kill. Riots wins a big 1v1 though with that Flagnum. And now it's going to be a flag actually pulled window as well. Ramirez needs to hit some shots here. Hits the body shot. Lunny's not going to be able to challenge him. Riots comes in with the flag though. Not sure if they're going to be able to get the return. The flag is already all the way across the map. So we are going to have a standoff once again. Snipe drone. That's the Rockets. The return comes in. And it is going to be the boys in blue, Vex, who managed to take game number 1 here, and they got 1-0 in the series.
I have no idea how that player snuck around the outside. I don't even know who that was, who got that return there right at the end. Unbelievable. I think it was Cristola who might have snuck around the outside, either him or Quadios, as they are the only 2 on the team with returns. But wow, we said Regret Slayer. Game 2 is going to be a game type for Vex to win. But look at this game 1. They take it against XL. 15 kills from Lunny. What a game out of him. In fact, I think they got outslayed.
They did. Only by
Let's not show this again.
I was going to say, whoever's in charge of the replays in the back doesn't like Cristola because...
Just imagine the amount of EU Halo lols in the chat while watching that gameplay happen. I mean, it's a shame because I hyped him up. That's something he does very well. Lining up that combat evolved and blowing the rockets back to him is something he does very well. Unfortunately, that time round did not work out. I actually want to see on these replays, see if we got it right here, who got the return right at the end, because it's so clutch to get that return to allow your flag guy to score that flag. That basically wins them the game.
Yeah, it's very uncharacteristic of Cristola as well. He's not the sort of guy to make those small mistakes, maybe because of him straight away, but yeah, it's a shame really. Like, that was an XL game type. That is a game type we thought, you know, once they've got this game out of the way, then it would continue on after. But, you know, Vex are really here to play. Like, you know, they're showing their skill. And also, as I said before, XL outslayed him, but only by a small margin. It's like 4 or 5 kills. But their objective works great, especially from Riots as well. Taking the open side, knowing that the opponents were on snipe, and you knew at least 2 people were going open, helping to recover. So, yeah, great stuff.
Cristola, by the way, the player to get that final return to win his team the game.
Yeah, good. Made up for his mistakes at the start by making a massive play towards the end. So it's going to be Vex who actually got 1-0 in the series.
Mistake? Maybe he was intentionally jumping off the map to give him a more favourable spawn. Think about that. Yeah, didn't think about that, did you? That's why these guys are playing, you know, sat here commentating.
Do you know why, Harry? It's because there was no need to think about that. You can make whatever you want up, but that wasn't the case. But anyway, game number 2 is getting underway in the background. He's going to be Regret Slayer. And you mentioned about this one, Harry. You said that you thought that this is a Vex game type.
I think so, yeah. I really like watching Quadios on this map. It seems like every single time I've seen him play this game type, he's put up massive stats, 15+ kills. Almost every single time. It was the same on Infused when he was surrounded by Slayers. So, you know, he had Snaky on his lineup then who would constantly support him. He's going against him in this game, but even with top Slayers in Europe around him, like Respectful, he constantly puts up big numbers on this game. So watch out for Quadios in this one.
And Lethal, what do you think about this one? Obviously, Excel, they've got all to do now. 1-0 down in the series, of course. Only a best of 5. Can they take the second game?
It's going to be difficult this time because you've got to remember, the only other good game type for XL is actually True CTF. That's game 4, so you could even see a 3-0 from Vex in a moment. And as they get that overshield, it's a great start for them now.
Yeah, and there's a big double actually coming in from Cristola here. Has the overshield, playing this one patiently on the pink side of the map. He's going to be under fire though. Quadios picks up another kill, has control of that carbine. Ramirez did actually have control of the plasma caster, but that is going to be taken out of his hands as he was sent into the respawn screen. Cristola landed lots of shots here, but look at the kill feed. Somehow or other, Excel are managing to pick up the kills as all of these players here from VEX to top middle. Game is tied up at 4-4, but they have managed to get a semblance of map control. Yeah,
Overshield, a non-factor as Ramirez burns that one off. First kill goes in favor of Snaky, traded off instantly. Quadios again picking up that kind of counter slay, the trade-off. And I actually want to go over to his point of view. He has no shields right now, but I want to see what Quadios does on this map. I mean, I hyped up Cristola in the last game. Didn't really play the best off the start, but made the play to win the game. I want to see what Quadios does so well here on Regret Slayer, because we never really see that much of his POV, but almost every single respawn, he's the man picking up big slays. I almost want to stay on his point of view right here through the respawn.
Yeah, that was 3 dead there momentarily for the boys on XL. Quadios coming off the respawn. 2-kill lead here for the guys on VEX. Of course, they are 1-0 up in the series as well. All the players look to be trapped around the pink side of the map here, so we can see every single player essentially from XL on the pink side of the map, and all the players from VEX seem to be on the car side of the map. So, going to be an interesting battle here as we see a perfect kill coming in from Quad. Lands some nice shots as well onto Snaky, who does manage to clean that kill up. Flux is going to be pushing, still stuck in this red base. Cristola picks up another kill. It's going to be Lunny who pushes in aggressively. There are 2 players who are going to be pushing on the carbine side. It's going to be Riots, and look at this, all 3 players here charge in. A fantastic push coming in from the boys from VEX, and they're going to have a 4-kill lead.
So what was actually really cool that we saw VEX do before that is when they didn't have map control and they got the first slay on the board, they actually didn't go to top middle. Overshield coming up now, by the way. It was Cristola who grabbed the last one, but one thing I really liked about VEX gameplay right there is even when they didn't have map control and they got the first slay, they kept XL guessing. It's going to be interesting to see if Ramirez right here grabs the overshield. He does not. It's Lunny who comes away with it.
Lunny.
Big swing in the game, 9-point lead and an overshield in play now for VEX. Wow. This really is a hard position to be in if you're Team XL right here.
Yeah, I don't think they even got the combo either to actually counteract what Lunny's doing. But the best thing about what VEX are doing, it's basically a numbers game. So they're always outnumbering XL. Every time they push, like earlier when they had 3 at Carbon, even though XL were trying to keep them guessing, they just pushed in anyway. They're not hesitating with any kill they're pushing in so far. So Lunny's continued to use his overshield perfectly as he's stopping them from getting any sort of carbine control.
He's making it rain on that car side of the map with his plasma caster as well. Not landing too many of these nades, unfortunately, but he's putting them under so much pressure. Going to try and spy out Snipe Drone as well. He's going to be on the bridge, put some shots on him. Quadios is in position potentially to clean that one up, but Snipe Drone is going to take him down. So 2 kills do actually go down to the XL team at the moment. A 10-kill game, though, at this point, but however, Regret Slayer, we've talked about it before, one of those game types, you get a couple of overshields, you can bring this back. Cristola putting shots down on Snipe Drone. And at the moment, it just seems like it's a battle for map control as Lunny's going to aggressively challenge here, gets the help from Quadios as well. Finishes off Snipe Drone, and that's what I like seeing from this VEX squad. They're showing absolutely no fear. They are challenging every battle to make sure that they're essentially asserting their dominance over this XL team, and they are not letting them settle or have an easy series whatsoever.
Yeah, they are close to doubling, or excuse me, were close to doubling the score of XL. Right now, a couple of slays going in the hands of VEX, traded off there from Flux, but in my opinion, if you're XL, slow this game down. Wait for that next overshield. You don't want to give up too many slays before this game is even over. And right now, it seems like they're taking one-on-one fights. Ramirez getting caught off right there. Cristola was forced into a 1v1 across the map that he lost. But again, look, it's a 2-for-1 trade in the kill feed. That's going to add to the lead. That's a +1 to VEX's lead with this overshield coming up. It was Lunny who grabbed the last one. So let's see if he drops down low. Quadios with another kill. I said before, he's going to have a big game in this one. He loves this game type. Now let's see who grabs this overshield. First slay, 2 slays, counter slays coming in though, but Lunny with that overshield timing, 35-21, and an overshield in play. Good burning of that overshield, but again, it's Quadios coming in with another slay.
I am so impressed with this VEX squad in this game. The last 5 minutes or so, we've been on board with Lunny. How many kills have been started and finished by players on his team? So we are seeing so many assists. I love to see the assists on the scoreboard towards the end. As we reach the end of this game. 39-22 the score at the moment. Cristola picks up another kill in the kill feed. Plasma caster in the hands of Lunny as well. I mean, this one looks like it should be all she wrote, gentlemen. Cristola here pushing in aggressively, and look at this, the teamwork once again. It's 2 players shooting that player, but Snipe Drone with a flank here, going to pick up a double kill. Going to have to do a lot though, as VEX actually find themselves 3 down momentarily. Excel, they've got a lot to do. Vex just got to close this one out.
Riots has a big flank right here. They think they're all at red, but look at Riots. He's behind them, and now suddenly XL, they kind of have to turn around, and while they're turning around, Lunny's flanking around top middle. That one flank there from Riots gets them all types of map control. Fair enough, he goes down without a kill, but this should be 2 in a row for Qualios. Can't quite pick it up, but that flank right there from Riots, veteran gameplay, flanking behind the enemy team, and that is definitely going to be game.
And one thing to point out as well is for VEX to know that XL seem to always try and go for Carbine side first every single time. So they always pre-nade it. It's one of the first things they look at straight away. But, you know, I know they could possibly win this game, but I never thought in a life for me this would be the score.
Triple to finish from Lunny as well. I'm not sure we saw the medal pick up, but XL avoid the steak dinner, but only by 1 kill. 50-31. Vex Gaming are 2-0 up against the winners of Cup number 1, gentlemen. 1 game away from closing out the series, and look at this. Lunny, 16, 10 and 7, involved in 26 kills and only involved in 7 of his own deaths. What a game from that.
I mean, that is a huge game from him, but not only that, look at the double-digit assists.
Wow,
from
46 assists total.
46 assists from 50 kills, only 4 1v1s, 1 there, essentially from Vex. What a game. 3 players with a double-double. That's double-digit kills, double-digit assists. You like that, huh? Yeah, I just made it up right there. Sign me up, basketball. But it was just a really well-played game. They just played it perfectly. Even when they lost players and lost map control because of the deaths, we saw plays like Riots made, where he was flanking around behind the enemy team, and XL didn't really know what to do. They had to turn around and deal with Riots, and while they were turning around and dealing with Riots, the entire rest of the team was coming around the backside like Lunny is right here. No players looking at Lunny, and this really, I'm pretty sure was a triple. He might not have gotten the medal, but I mean, it was just fantastic play all round from Vex, and I said it was one of their strong game types. If they won game number 1, they would set themselves up in a prime position to win this series. They did that, and now they're in a prime position to win this series.
I just don't get it, because XL, they knew that they were actually getting pre-naded every single time they went to Carbine, but for some reason they would keep running the same way, hoping that they would not do it and forget. And one of the other things as well is that the great thing about Vex was that they were keeping on one side at all times, making sure they weren't getting split spawned every single time, anything like that. Always make sure one's hanging back just a little bit enough to go. And then as soon as the 3 of them are down or 2 of them are down, one would pull back, hold the base, make sure they don't spawn back and go forward again. So, you know, it seemed like it was really textbook stuff, but their comms must have been so on point watching it.
I was gonna mention that run where we were on board of Lunny for 30 seconds or so, which in the Halo games, a long time. How many assists did he create or kills did he finish off? There was not 1v1 battle that he had in that period of time where a teammate wasn't there to assist him or he was there to assist a teammate. And you talk about communication, Harry. Those players must have been screaming at each other.
It was too easy for Lunny, really. I mean, it's not often we see at the top level a POV like that where a player goes on 5, 6, 7 kill streaks without even being touched or contested. You can't let that happen on a map like Regret, because that will be the end scoreline if you do let that happen. And we saw in the end, that's exactly what happened.
Well, the next game type, I believe, is going to be Plaza Strongholds, which it is. So, one more game for Vex Gaming to find themselves in the grand final, as we are in the elimination bracket final at the moment. Coliseum capture the flag. Vex took that 3-2 with a clutch Cristola return. Try saying that fast. Vex then took game number 2. XL just avoiding that steak dinner, 50-31. And gentlemen, I mean, at this point, can XL turn it around?
It's going to be difficult now, because XL could, if this was true CTF, but the fact that it's Plaza Strongholds, it could go to a game 5. But the way they were playing on an open map like Regret, Plaza's no different. They seem to not hesitate. As soon as something happens, or there's an instance when they can actually go in for the kill, they just literally savage them straight away without any thought process and use their subconscious.
It's almost like we were talking about with Infused earlier. They kind of, you can sometimes see in their gameplay this sort of second guess. Do we go? Do we not? Vex just go, man. Like as soon as they have an advantage, they go. And do you think that's going to benefit them in this game type in particular?
Yes, I think Strongholds Plaza is one of those game types where you need to be decisive and assertive. 2 adjectives for you right there. Yeah, I think it does definitely help them out on this game type. But what I was going to say was that this is definitely a game type as well that XL can definitely spring themselves back into this series and force that game 5. Because when you look at game 4, again, looking ahead in this series, Truth captured the flag despite them dropping it to Infused earlier on. I still fancy that as a XL game type. So, yeah, it's going to be a game 5 in my opinion if XL
Ooh,
win
you're
this
calling
one.
it a game
I'm calling
5?
it right now. Yeah, I think so. But I think VEX probably complete the 3-0 sweep right here. I think VEX take this game type.
Yeah, so for me, I know how much of a momentum team this VEX squad is. You know that Riots is sitting there right now, shouting at Lunny to get pumped, shouting at Cristola to get pumped. Quad's just chilling in the background because that's what he does. But Strongholds on Plaza is going to be our game number 3. VEX Gaming just 1 game away from finding themselves in the grand final versus Team Infused. We're going to start this one off with Ramirez, though, gentlemen. What do you expect to see from these two squads?
Well, obviously, we said before, decisive and assertive were the adjectives I used, and that's something you really have to be on this map. You can't really hesitate when deciding whether or not to go for a stronghold. Snaky with 2 early on. I think they're going to need a big game from him, and actually, strangely enough, the first camouflage of the game, which we usually see burnt off, was taken by Snipe Drone, so that's going to be him picking up that one.
Yeah, Snipe Drone is one of the last people we want to have with camo because he's the sort of guy who will absolutely abuse it to its potential. And right now he's baiting the actual bottom hill just to make sure that no one can actually get to and get a quick assassination. And it looks like he will do, but this is my point. Like with Snipe Drone, he's one of the last people you want to have camo because he will bait you out as much as possible until you push for one of these pit hills.
Interesting to see there.
4 down, by the way.
It seemed to me like VEX were aware they didn't have camo, and they were so focused on getting it, the Snipe Drone didn't really have to do anything, because they kind of came to him, which allowed his team, they have some sort of general idea where he was, but not exact, which allowed his teammates to push up to him and essentially just walk behind all the players looking for the camo player and take him down. And look at this, a triple cap early on. Snaky with a shotgun in his hands as well. It's going to be Lunny who's bottom mid and trying to start those. And we saw it last week, Harry. I think the amount of times we said on his own in a series. They're 30-0 down. They need to take their time and make a good push here.
Yeah, decisive, assertive. They're not either of those things right now. They're flip-flopping, and even though they get the 1 stronghold, that's going to be an easy retake. Should be here for Snipe Drone. Snaky's actually going to push up and help him out, but only 1 alive. Again for VEX. They were kind of in 2 minds. Do we go yard? Do we go bottom middle? Do we go nest? And now look, the triple cap's rolling again. They have the first kill on Snipe Drone. That will help them out, but the bleeding's still happening. They're still dying 1 by 1. What's Riot's doing right there? What's his objective?
Oh,
2 kills in a
Snaky.
row for Snaky. He's having a big game, by the way. He hasn't died yet in this game, so right now, if you're VEX, you need to, first of all, stop this bleeding like they have with Ness, and the second of all, take down this man, because he's having an absolute marquee game.
Snaky stepping up. We talked about him as the player who maybe does need to step up for the Excel squad at the moment. They do finally get control of bottom mid, and they do score some points of their own. Snaky's going to pick up another kill, though, on Lunny. It looks like Snipe Drone's going to get the protection on the nest and the reset on that. The players are just trying to do something, but look at this. Snaky with a killing frenzy in a game that they need to win. Arkel is stepping up through squad, gentlemen, and putting in the performance he needs and his team needs.
0 deaths so far this game. He's still alive from his first ever respawn.
Ooh.
Finally put to rest there by Riots, but this triple cap still rolling. No one contesting yard. Right now, if I'm Quadios, you got to just group up with some teammates and make a yard push happen or push the nest. Be decisive, do something. You can't really sit here, otherwise this game's going to be over very soon.
Definitely, this is the exact same thing. We didn't actually expect this to happen at all, but Snaky had a killing frenzy in like 2 minutes and 15 seconds. That's absolutely unheard of. Like normally I won't get to those double jitters for about 5 minutes, but the way he's been playing at the moment, it's like I talked about before. Yes, sometimes he's on his own, but it's his fundamentals where he actually waits for his teammates every single time, which is why he had no deaths at the time, because consistently making sure he was playing methodical, but waiting for the opportunity to actually stay behind every time.
This one's done, isn't it, Harry? I can see you here. This one's done, isn't it?
Why is Quadios running in there, trying to grab the shotgun and not expecting someone to be contesting top gold when the enemy team has a triple cap? Yeah, this one's done. Stick a fork in it. Cristola knows this game is over. That's very, very quizzical. 2 kills right there for Cristola and Quadios, but this game's done.
Wow.
Wow, talk about an answer back here from the Excel boys.
There it is.
100-2. The game is over before it even started. Snaky with a killing frenzy in that one to spark things off for the Excel squad. We're going into game 4.
Any geese?
Oh, Lunny with a
that
breadstick. So he's gone from, what was it, 17, 10 and 3 to
1 and 11.
1 and 11.
1, 3, 11.
Yeah. Yikes.
Swings and roundabouts, doesn't it?
Quadios with just 2 kills as well, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say, because with those 11 deaths, that shows he was pushing in way too much and was just running off way too much as well. Literally, he should have been weighing back a lot and making some organised pushes, but maybe he was just a little bit impatient, maybe he was getting a bit annoyed, maybe he panicked. But yeah, that's unlike Lunny in some ways, considering how he played in that Regret TS. But I think that's the issue. With Regret TS, you have to be always aggressive, make sure you're keeping him on spawn. But on Plaza, it's not like that all the time. You've got to keep yourself and hold him back if you're going for 2 points all the time. But yeah, it just seemed like most of that time he was just running on his own and obviously not getting any trades.
Yeah, quizzical gameplay there from the boys on VEX Gaming and taken advantage of by Excel.
I'm still annoyed at that Quadios play we saw at the end when he's running in for the yard, starts capturing the stronghold, and then just is not even looking at top gold. You know there's going to be a player contesting that stronghold when the enemy team has a triple cap. If they see that stronghold start to tick, they're going to peek. You know, they're going to be peeking that stronghold from that position. You can't be looking like, oh, shotgun up, oh, shotgun's up. I'm going to grab that arm.
At that point in the game, it's irrelevant as well.
Yeah.
You have to get points to... Oh, do you know what? I've said it 1,000 times.
Go on.
It's an objective game type. You'll get points to win the objective. Getting a shotgun, when it's that score, isn't going to make too much happen. I mean, first thing he has to do, maybe try and get control of a stronghold.
Obviously, you want to secure that power weapon, right?
Yes, you do, but the first thing you got to do...
Prioritization.
Exactly. Prioritization. If you can get hold of that stronghold, maybe pick up a kill while you're doing it, look in the most obvious place that a player might be looking if they're in a triple cap.
Where would that be?
Win that fight,
Top
then
gold.
you can get a shotgun.
Top gold.
We're picking on that play in particular, but in general, I think that's definitely one to forget there for the VEX Gaming team. They are still 2-1 up, though. They still need one more map, however.
Two words to seal off that map. Indecisiveness, unassertiveness.
I think that's the 5th word we might have made up today. Unassertiveness.
Unassertiveness is a word.
Bring up the thesaurus, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if it is a word. But game
Dictionary?
number 4. I don't know anymore, man. It's...
Does anyone know what a thesaurus is actually used for?
door stopping it.
Correct.
There we go.
You get 5 wonder points.
My
Game
goodness.
4, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be Truth Capture the Flag. We have seen Excel in the previous weeks. Excel, hey, at this particular game type.
You get 5 more wonder points.
We haven't... I'm on fire.
Yeah.
We haven't seen the guys on VEX on this game type as yet. It's difficult to predict what we're going to see from them, but after that last game, do you think that's going to affect the mentality?
Definitely. I think so.
It affected mine.
The 100 to 2. One of your players dropped a breadstick. The other one got double his kills, to be fair, which was 2. That was a tough one. I mean, they looked lost on that game type, and Truth Capture the Flag is a game type you can't really look lost on if you expect to win. So, yeah, they need to turn this ship around and start sailing if they want to win.
I think this is the issue. They played exactly the same way they played on Regret on Plaza, and look what happened. You could tell it's completely different in how you should play. And if you're just going to run around, willy-nilly going out there one by one all the time like you did on Regret, it's not going to work on Plaza. You need to have a full setup and actually wait for the time to actually come.
It's a very good point. I'm not sure who I favourite this one. I mean, VEX in the first 2 games looked dominant. Excel have just answered back with, I don't know. It's a good performance from them, but it was a terrible performance on the side of VEX. So,
by the way, Snakey,
I don't know.
Snakey 15-1, by the way. That's pretty impressive. I mean,
yeah,
almost perfection.
especially off the top of the game.
Don't get a perfection.
That's on Slayer. On Slayer.
Yeah.
I
But
knew
this
you were going
is,
to call.
How long have you been
This is going to be the
playing,
bracket, ladies and gentlemen, as we go into this game number 4. We saw the first 2 games. It's going to be VEX taking those. Excel answered back. If we do go to a game 5, gentlemen, we are going to see Eden Slayer, so a much slower game type. I mean, you have to feel at this point, if Excel do take this one, I kind of favour them in that game 5.
Reverse sweep.
Reverse sweep?
Possible, though.
Imagine.
We've had everything in these cups. We haven't had a reverse sweep as yet, so sorry, Excel Fab.
Sweet.
Sorry, not sorry,
That's
Excel.
not, yeah.
Sorry, VEX.
Vex, you lose 5 wonder points for that.
I'm sorry, man.
That's fine.
We all learn.
Still
We all
possible.
have to learn sometimes, and sometimes it's with discipline. So
I
appreciate
prefer
you looking after
negative
me.
reinforcements, but discipline.
I prefer psychological maiming. But anyway, we're
You said you
moving
wouldn't
into
talk about
game 4.
What?
Can we have a
No
camo
words.
Camo cam?
cam? I want to see a camo cam. Type camo cam in the chat if you want to see a camo cam from Wonder Boy's fingers. And
It's your specialty now, isn't it?
Yeah,
A
let's
highlight.
That.
This one.
I don't want. I'd get stage fright. Oh, camo cam.
Right.
Too much
Yeah,
pressure now.
Sorry. Yeah, it's a lot of pressure you're putting on me. I'll see what I can do.
see what you can rustle up.
Yeah, they're still in beta phase.
Yeah, of course. Alpha was a success, though.
You
I think
can-
we had Alpha last week,
Alpha,
didn't we?
yeah, Alpha was interesting to say the least. Beta, you can donate to the beta if you want. Just DM me, I'll send you my PayPal.
Just send me money. Just
bank transfer.
leave money in an envelope by his door.
Bank
He's
transfer.
not,
I take
walk past him
checks.
with a suitcase
I
full of
take
money.
suitcase. I mean, just any change you have.
He'll
laying
even take your
around.
old clothing
I'll-
just so he can take it and put it on
Do you
eBay.
think I got this shirt from eBay?
That's why he was late
I
today.
wear the clothes I
Auctioning.
recycle.
Loves eBay.
I love it. You get a right steal on eBay.
A reet steal.
Other online auction sites
Yes,
are available.
Very, very true. Now, gentlemen, if it goes to this game 5, what are you expecting to see? Are you expecting Excel to take it, or are you expecting VEX to maybe put up a performance? Because we have seen some huge performances with that sniper rifle from a lot of players on that VEX team.
Yeah, one of which is Riot's. And I think if you get the sniper in his hands, we've seen what he can do on Blue Plat before. But I've said that in the past when we've seen this team play Infused, and they got trashed when I said Riots can do things on blue platforms. So, yeah, not really too sure where I expect that game 5 to go. Obviously, we have game 4. I mean, VEX could still win this one. They could counter the play of XL. I mean, we saw Infused do that in the previous series. If you keep tabs on Ramirez, he can't do his magic tricks that he likes to do, you know, flanking around basement, flanking around far side. Yeah, he's a wizard now, I decided. But I'm not sure how I feel about that game 5. I think if you shut down Riots when he has snipe, I think you definitely have a chance to win it if you're XL. But you got to get
a coin flip, really, isn't it? Because you got to remember that when they actually lost that game 3, I thought it was going to be, I think it's either going to be 3-0 or 3-2, but either way. But it all depends on what happens at the start. Who gets that overshield? Who gets that snipe? Who gets the blue and security setup? So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if XL does win this game 4 and take it to a game 5. If it be a reverse sweep, I have no idea at the moment because of the fact that the way they've been playing, it's like inconsistent in some ways. But it makes me wonder now how they're going to come back from this. I think, in my opinion, VEX really do need to win this. It's not really a bad game type for me either, you know. It's just as open as Regret. So there's no reason for them to actually have that similar teamwork as I had in Regret TS in game 2.
Don't mess this up.
What?
Flip a coin.
The game 5 is a coin flip. You're not even listening to us, man.
Really.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't really listen to myself either.
But for you at home who might have noticed in the scoreboard, a little thing up in the top corner, we are actually partnered with the new Thor film, which is hard to say.
My favourite
Thor
superhero.
Ragnarok. So we have a little trailer for you to check out right now, which will, of course, be in cinemas soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's main event time.
Oh, I've missed this.
I'm putting together a team.
This team of yours, has it got a name?
Revenges.
Revenges?
I mean, we don't have to have a name. We could have no name.
Get tickets now.
Get tickets now, but the game is underway in the background. That film looks awesome, by the way.
Me?
But here we go. We're going to get
the same film?
straight into the game because Truth Capture the Flag is indeed underway in the background. We'll start this off with Quadios, and oh, what a way to start with some beautiful shots on Ramirez, immediately shutting down that bottom mid push coming in from Man.
Can't wait to go see that film. I mean, 2 kills in a row, though, from Quadios. The Incredible Hulk and Thor in the same film. I mean, has that ever been done before? It might have been done a couple of times, but a couple of kills on Ramirez early on. That's the 2nd death of his game already. We said before the game, if you keep an eye and keep a tab on Ramirez here on Truth, you're going to have a good time if you're VEX. And look, they're already running a flag. There is a player behind him, so Quad needs to get this kill before Flux can kill his flag guy. The flag guy is still alive. That's Lunny. He's getting his shields back, but they do have height control, so I wouldn't be surprised to see this not go in. But 3 slays in a row for VEX. That's got to be a capture right there.
It is going to be a capture indeed, and it is the man who had a terrible game number 3, sorry, nearly said 4. Nearly said Thor, who puts that one in. It's going to be Lunny. He is sparking his team back into life. Can't quite finish this kill off on Ramirez. Still can't quite finish it off. Teammate Quadios is finally going to do that. Snakey takes him down, however. That's going to be 2 dead. Once again here for the team of Excel. Quadios pushing aggressively and takes down Snakey with some beautiful shots. Ability to change targets, so impressive, but Snipe Drone with a beautiful grenade there is going to stop this push, but Cristola being nice and sneaky under the base here. Knows his teammates have died, so decides to back up. Just plays life here, James.
Still pressuring this base though, and still keeping players in their own base. That's going to allow his spawners, which have just died, to come up on the map and start pushing up. You see the concentrated push right here coming out from XL, which is what they need to do, but at the moment, looks like it's all VEXed in this game.
Yeah, it seems like now with XL, their comms weren't really that good. It seems like when they were having a couple of the opponents walking across and stuff, it needs to be unnoticeable. It didn't seem like Amn actually called him out or called him out way too late, which is quite unlike XL because you know how organised and coordinated they are. And it looks like now with VEX, they've got another flagpole and they're slaying really well. And there's already a 2v2 situation here.
Yeah, not sure about Riot throwing this one out though. He did pick up 1 kill, but he knew all of the other players were above him. They managed to take him down, but he has got that flag across the 50-yard mark, so if the VEX boys can pick up a few kills. Lunny picks up a big kill and gets the touch on the flag as well. Still alive, manages to throw that one to the court, but look at this. Flux is actually managing to throw this one out as well. Cristola's going to be the player to watch, picks up a double, finds himself a camo. If he can pick up the stick, did he stick? Flux, he did. Oh no, sorry, Lunny Managed to actually clean that flag up. The flag is away though. I think the return has actually come in for both of these squads. So both flags will be reset at the base. I thought for a moment though, Cristola picked up a disgusting triple kill with that
Yeah, I
stick.
wanted to give you guys a camo cam, but there was all sorts of things happening on the map, and luckily we got it on camera anyway. Damn.
Beta stages, so it's
exactly,
fine,
that's what I'm talking about. Donate to me. Again, slide in my DMs. But 9 minutes 11 left on the clock, and it should really be 2-0 from VEX, in my opinion. I'm not sure how XL really got that return on the board. Again, you see Ramirez flying forward, just doing Ramirez things, but right now Riot has two things to contest with. Does he go back and help his own base out, or does he try and contain the players pushing forwards? And in the end, he's going to be forced to come back as Lunny's trying to move this flag in. Can't leave that flag alone for too long though, otherwise the return might come in here for XL. I don't know how he gets his shields back right there. Could almost get away with that play, but looks like another return.
Oh, snipe drone!
Snipe drone might just secure that return for his team, and in return might be a capture of their own. It's the flag, but the touch comes in. The return is on the way though.
No, it's not. There's a player there still.
Yeah. Oh my lord. What's happening this game?
I have to give massive props to Lunny there. Not only, I thought he was going to injure him for the return there, but Lunny actually not only managed to get the touch on that flag, he threw it towards his teammates who were coming off the respawn as well. So massive heads up play there coming in from Lunny, not only getting the touch, but keeping it alive. Cristola now has that flag moving it car side, as we see on the indicator there. The flag is up in the P attic for the boys on XL. 1-0 lead here though. This definitely favors the guys from VEX Gaming. Especially if they just trade out this return, they still will have that lead. Snipe Drone picks up the first kill here, taking down Lunny. It's going to be a 4v3 situation. Snipe Drone picks up a second kill here. Can he pick up another? No, maybe just had to wait ever so slightly there, but has created an opportunity for his team. It's Snaky trying to push in now, but they managed to stop that push coming in. Rights gets the touch on the flag, and it's going to be two players now defending that flag for the boys on XL.
See what happens when you bring Thor into the mix. The game goes crazy. These two teams are going head-to-head right now. At the moment, a couple of slays going in favor of XL, but that's traded off instantly. 2 for 2 trades. We'll see what Snaky's up to here with the flag. Might see him get a little bit impatient right here and get maybe a tad aggressive, but look at this. Lunny with camo on P3, just scoping out the situation. This is a big play right here. If Arkel, if Snaky just doesn't realize what's happening right here, this could be an easy return. Gotta watch out.
Oh my word. This could be huge. If he can finish off this kill on Flux, it would be massive, but no! Flux gives him the business! That's still going to be 3 down, but Flux has just saved that flag cap, or did Lunny throw away the return? I mean, he's the first 50% of that play was so impressive.
Why go for
But he didn't get the shots.
Why go for the shots? Why go for the kill? You had the return on a plate, on a silver platter, and you went for the kill instead. The return was already halfway down. Oh, he did the first half of that play perfectly, but got a little bit greedy in the end, I'm afraid.
Do you know what I think it was? I think, you know, when you're in that situation when you're on full shield and they've got like that tiniest bit of health, it is tempting. You know, you might as well finish him, because I don't feel like in his head it was actual guaranteed. But, you know, I don't think I'll phase him too much, because it was still an incredible play. But that's the first time in a while I've seen, within 5 seconds, a fantastic play into the awful choking situation.
Yeah, difficult to watch that one. It started so beautifully, and then we were let down. Snipe Drone here, pushing on the bubble, and the return has actually come in from VEX. So while we were looking at Snipe Drone, one of the players managed to get across the map and get that return. It's now going to be 2-0 to VEX. They are just one flag cap away from securing their place in the grand finals against an awaiting team Infuse. And look at this, Snipe Drone now trying to get that objective out for the boys in XL. They know their tournament lives are on the line at this point. They need to score 3 back-to-back caps.
Yeah, and this flag run is something that XL have tried doing in the past. They've had success against Infuse, but it looks like right now VEX are just a little bit too savvy to it. I mean, it's almost like a trademark of theirs, trying to run the flag carbine. I like this flank though from Ramirez. If they get this kill on Rice right here, he can run this pink, and those two players that are on carbine, they have to overextend. Luckily they have, and it looks like the flag has actually been moved already. So the map essentially is flipped right now, as the flag is running back. It looks like another flag standoff about to come up.
Could well be that indeed. The flag is coming in car side of the map. We see Snipe Drone here on car side. Ramirez going to be pushing in. He might actually be able to get a touch on this flag. This flag is a long way up. Does get the shots off on the player to back him down. However, 2 kills do come in by his teammates. Third comes in. Lunny picks up a double kill though. It's going to be Flux. He's going to get the return, though, so it's going to be the boys in XL who get their first flag of the game. 5 minutes left, gentlemen. A lot of time still to play with. Can they make this happen?
Yeah, haven't seen camo in a while, so no camo cams this game, boys, I'm afraid. Maybe if we see another camo in the grand finals, we might be able to pull one out. But at the moment in this game, I mean, this is just too frantic to call. I mean, 3 flag captures have all been incredibly scrappy. We haven't seen a clean flag run so far, I don't think, and right now in this game, it's tough to call a winner, even though one team is in the lead.
I think the main thing is, like, they've caused a lot of stalemates, which is fair enough, you know. Not been many clean cuts. I think there's only one by VEX, which is right at the start. But right here, right now, it seems like they always playing a numbers game. It seems like XL seems to be putting on a show now, actually knowing exactly what's going on with their coordination. And now all we need to do is pull this flag whilst there's 2 of them dead. It's a 2v2 situation, and now it's 3v2. They need to pull that flag straight after they kill this guy.
It's a big 1v1 here. Quad does get cleaned up by Snipe Drone coming off the return there. If Quad could have managed to get that flag out car side, there was the opportunity for another flag run and a potential to close this game out here for the guys on VEX. Not only that, the series, of course. 3 players playing defensively at the moment. They know with just 3 minutes 50 left on the clock. It's a case of not making mistakes for this squad. Riot's flying out with Cristola there, top middle, allowing Quadios to come in on the flank there. Clean that player up on P2. Gonna drop a grenade in here, try and find that player under the car. It's gonna take him down to no shields. Quadios has the opportunity to run this pink side here. He can get the pull out the window. Might be an opportunity, but chooses to run it car side. I'm not sure if he was aware of those players' whereabouts, but this could be the counter cap coming in, and who else but Ramirez is flying across the map. 2 players here are in the base, but they're not going to be in position to get a pull, and it's going to be tied up at 2-2.
How many times in this series are VEX going to have the chance to put this one to bed and still fall short? 3 down, though. This really has to be the capture. They cannot let Cristola die right here. The players are still coming
the kill.
That's it. That's game. That's series. VEX have won against XL.
Here they go. The nades come in, though. But no, they come up short, but there it is.
Everyone
The
black.
flag comes in.
Listen, when your boy says it's game, it's game. God damn.
That was a bit squeaky there at the end when he had that and had one at Carbine, but yeah, that's fair enough.
There we go then. VEX Gaming. For the first time, we're going to have a different grand final in the EU Open Cups. It's going to be VEX versus Team Infuse. And once again, Lunny turning it around. But look at the assists again. It seems like arena-style maps are the ones that really fancy this this VEX lineup. On the other side of things, Snipe Drone, big statistic coming in from him, 21 and 14. But Ramirez with that 11 and 18, I believe it was. And not a lot of damage either.
Definitely not a lackluster Ramirez performance right there, but it's so hard to call that game. I mean, like we said, when you bring Thor and the Incredible Hulk into the mix, I mean, that's what happens to the game. It just galvanizes it. And the first flag was really good, actually, from VEX. I said in the commentary we didn't really see a clean run. That first run was definitely clean, and the last one was as well from from VEX.
Oh, this
is the play. I mean, why not just crouch and get the re? He pushed him back. He pushed him towards window right there with a thrust. He couldn't have thrust back to re-challenge that. Why don't you just sit on the re right there? Luckily, they win the game and the series, but wow, I mean, if they went on to lose the entire series, you've got to say that's one of the plays that Lunny could have made to potentially put it to bed.
I was going to say, like, to be fair, if I was in Lunny's position, I probably would have done the exact same thing. It's like I said, if you're like 5 shots down pretty much and like you're on full shield, of course you're going to take that fight and return at the same time. Like, I think he's just trying to